Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another one of my videos today. So today I was thinking about, right, what do I feel called to share today? And I really felt after actually re-listening to one of my podcast episodes that I released with Rob Mack last week, because we recorded it back in April, and I was like, oh my god, that was such a good episode. I want to listen to it again and listen to what Rob had to say. So highly recommend listening to that. It's called Happiness from the Inside Out. And after listening to that, I was like, do you know what? Happiness and joy, that is such a theme that I have been cultivating over the last month and helping clients cultivate as well. So I thought, perfect time, perfect opportunity to bring some content to the YouTube table and talk about how you can cultivate happiness and joy in the here and now and get quick results as well, because that's what we want. Hey, we want to be feeling good as quick as possible. So today I thought that I would share this with you and also invite your tips to the table as well in the comments on what you do to cultivate happiness and joy as well. So happiness and joy is something that I have definitely been on a journey with over the last 4 years since I spiritually awakened, gosh, 4.5 years ago now. And it's something that is definitely an ebb and a flow. Like, we can never be truly happy in every single moment of our life, because if we didn't know what the opposite was, we wouldn't know what happiness felt like. And it's like with gratitude, if you don't know what losing something feels like, how do you know that it feels so good when you receive something or express that gratitude? So we live in a world of polarity, and happiness and joy is always the kind of prize as such, the ultimate thing that we want to feel. But actually cultivating habits and daily practices to feel that consistently is so important. So my first tip, of course, is daily practice. And this is the one thing, you know, I get asked, like, how do you keep your vibe high, especially in 2020, as we have gone through, oh my gosh, so much change, so much as a collective, so much in our personal lives as well, of change and shift and all sorts. You know, we've all had to go with the flow and adapt this year to the best of our abilities. We have been thrust almost into that letting go and surrendering of, we've just got to wing it. We've got to go with the flow and see how everything's going to pan out and trust the process, trust the universe. So having a daily practice has really grounded me into, you know, the best place that I can be throughout any of these different phases of lockdown or the pandemic that we've been in, or even 2020 as a whole. So for me, like, my number one tip would be get grateful. Do a gratitude practice each and every day. Write it down, do 3 to 5 points. Keep it simple. Doesn't have to be lengthy, right? I am so grateful for, and then whatever it is, maybe it's your house, your partner, your job, your cats, whatever it may be, and then write because, and then write your why. And all it needs to be is those 3 to 5 points, nothing major. And just even doing something like that consistently each day helps you to cultivate those happiness and joyful vibes, because it raises your vibration. At the end of the day, the goal here to feeling happiness and joy is to raise your vibration and to be in that stream of abundance, that stream of alignment where it feels good and feels joyful, because as we know, joy is the ultimate creator, as Gabby would say. So if we're cultivating those habits of happiness and joy, we're also cultivating habits to manifest our dreams too, our manifestations. So it all goes nicely hand in hand here, of why cultivating happiness and joy for yourself first and foremost is important to also manifest your desires too. Let's get on to that then. Happiness starts from within you. And this is something which I've definitely been tested on and learnt along my spiritual journey and just throughout life in general, of I was always someone who believed that happiness came from a relationship or happiness came from another person, and that yes, you could be happy and fulfilled by yourself, but equally, like, that would be, you know, the missing piece as such. And what I learned through my many lessons of love and life is that nobody could ever fulfill me unless I fulfilled myself first. And that was my Positively Wealthy journey. So in the book Positively Wealthy, obviously I get you to go through this process, and it is very much a journey of happiness, that book, because it's saying, okay, where do you feel happy currently and where do you not feel happy currently? So envision your life like a garden and look at the different areas of that garden. Is, you know, your work bushes and area of the garden thriving and flourishing and blossoming, because mine was. And then my personal life was not flourishing at all. But was I tending to that whole garden and watering all the plants and putting my energy and fertilizer? And no, I wasn't. I was focusing on what was going well. So this is a great way to start off by looking at what you can do to cultivate happiness and joy. Is look at the areas you do not feel positively wealthy in at the moment. So to keep it simple, you could just write a list of like home life, work, spirituality, relationships, family, finances, etc., and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 and see where you feel most positively wealthy and see what areas you don't feel positively wealthy in. And those areas that you don't feel so positively wealthy in are exactly where you need to start. Is exactly where you need to cultivate that happiness and joy to create that all-round happiness and joy and that overall feeling, even if not everything is 100% perfect in your life, where you overall and majoritively feel that happiness and joy within yourself. So do this. Start getting practical. Start looking at that inner work and say, okay, what do I need to do to cultivate this happiness and joy? If I'm not happy with my work situation, what is an inspired action that I can take that's in my power to cultivate more happiness and joy? So recently I was doing this with actually, funny enough, my work, that's why I said it, was actually I was feeling like a little bit like, okay, I've been doing something like this for quite a while now, like it feels good to me still, but I feel like there's a little bit of energy I could shift there to make it feel more in alignment with what I want to do moving forwards and kind of like my vision moving forward. So I shifted a few things, changed a few things, and did things a little bit differently. Really quickly, that energy matched up where the energy that I was kind of looking for and was like, oh, it'd be really great if I could have a little bit more of that, lined up immediately because I took that inspired action and was like, right, that's not feeling so good to me. How can what's in my power to help that to feel better? So it all starts with you. It all starts with you. If you are sat there thinking that some person or something or some item is going to come along and bring you happiness and joy, you will be seeking for the rest of your life. And I mean that. You will be seeking for the rest of your life. And that was my positively wealthy journey of going through that manifestation checklist and being like, why do I not feel happy and fulfilled? Because I wasn't truly listening to myself and listening to what truly made me happy and fulfilled. And I wasn't taking that action, most importantly, to create that change, to create those miracles. As we know, we have to meet the universe halfway for those shifts and miracles and blessings to come into our life. So really get honest with yourself, because you will thank yourself so much when you do this and start to look at those areas. So the areas that feel good, keep cultivating it, keep it going. You don't necessarily need to put more energy into that. I would say you need to put the energy into the areas that don't feel so good by taking that inspired action and being real with yourself and being honest. Happiness and joy is honesty, and being honest with yourself of what are you tolerating, what is not feeling good to you, maybe what are you compromising on, what are you not feeling, what's feeling heavy to you maybe. Really get honest with yourself and say, okay, realistically, how am I going to shift this weight that I'm feeling, this heaviness that I feel that is stopping me from feeling that happiness and joy? What am I resisting? What is the thing that I know I need to be doing that I'm resisting? And when you can get real with that and start to take that action, then you are going to start to see those shifts towards happiness. So with your daily practice, you're going to be cultivating that energy, that raising your vibration from a practical level. You're then taking your inspired action by, realizing and witnessing that happiness is only ever going to come from within inside you. And I always remember, I'm terrible at quoting quotes, ironically, but I always remember this quote. I'm sure it was by Buddha, I'm sure it was. And it was about saying, that someone who seeks external fulfillment will never ever find it. But when somebody cultivates that happiness and joy within themselves and feels fully fulfilled, their life changes because they don't need anything external. Now, that's definitely not Buddha's quote. That was basically me just summarizing it in a very Emma way. I'm sure Buddha would be that was definitely not my quote. But Rob Mack was actually talking about this in the podcast. That's why I felt so inspired to talk about this today, was because he was saying that needing nothing attracts everything. And I was like, yes. Say it louder for the people in the back, Rob. Yes. Needing nothing attracts everything. And the reason why needing nothing attracts everything is, one, energy-wise, because you're not putting out those desperation vibes, or I need this, I want this, come on universe, because you're just going to get that reflected straight back to you. It's saying that actually I'm happy and fulfilled in every area of my life. I don't need anything, but actually I would like these things. They would be great if they happen, but they're not going to fill a void. They're going to add to the joy that I already feel. Which is one of the main points out of Positively Wealthy, is looking at your goals and manifestations and saying, are these my desires and goals? Do they feel good to me, or am I trying to fill a void? Is this going to fill a void, or is this going to add to the joy that I already feel within my life? So if you were saying, yeah, it's going to fill a void, inner work, big siren of inner work that needs to be done. Go within, do that inner work. What are you trying to fulfill? What is within that? Please look into that, because that is where that secret to that happiness and joy is, when you can look at that maybe limiting belief, that fear, whatever it may be, that block that is stopping you from feeling fulfilled and feeling good within yourself, that you think that thing you're trying to obtain is going to fulfill and fill a void somehow, because it never will. It never will. Because really that void is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then whatever you try and stuff it with is not going to, like, you know, stop the dam as such, stop the water from flowing. It's still going to come through and you're going to be like, oh, I need more now. So this is why it's important to cultivate this happiness and joy here and now, because not only is it going to help you manifest, of course, because you're going to get into that vibration where you're raising your vibration, you're matching that version of yourself that has your desire, but you're also fulfilling yourself first. And as we know with anything, you must fulfill yourself first to be that magnet to love, friendships, your desires, work, anything, any desire at all, you will be a magnet to when you don't need it. Which is so backwards when we look at, you know, when you need it the least it will happen, but it's so true. It's so true. We can all sit here and say, oh, it's so true. Like, think of your easiest manifestation. Think of one thing right now that came to you really easily. And I always say to people, okay, what did you do when you manifested that which felt so easy? And they're like, well, I didn't really care, you know, it was just, you know, maybe it was something big, maybe it was something a little bit smaller, but yeah, I just let it go, wasn't too bothered, and boom, it turned up. And the reason why that happens is because you're in that happiness and joy state where you don't need it, but it would be great, but you let it go. So you're naturally in that happiness and joy vibration with that desire, maybe not like overall in your life, but within that desire. So when you can cultivate that happiness and joy in your entire garden, in your entire life, you're going to become an abundance magnet easily, very easily. So take those tips and try it out. In terms of your daily practice, obviously gratitude is a big hell yes from me. Like, do the gratitude, I promise it will change your life, and really challenge yourself to go deep with it. Go deep with it, challenge yourself to write different points each day, and add any other fun and happy and joyful things into your daily practice. Maybe life has got too serious. Maybe you need to let that inner child out and have fun. Again, loads of content I've done on inner child work if you want to watch that and learn more. But maybe it's doing some yoga, maybe it's doing some affirmations, maybe it's doing some meditation, maybe it's like listening to a funny podcast or something. Cultivate happiness and joy into everything that you do. And the present moment is so important with all of this, because that is where happiness and joy resides. Not in the past, not in the future, but in this present moment. So even if it's folding the washing, brushing your teeth, doing your makeup, getting ready for the day, if it's making the bed, if it's cooking dinner, do it with happiness and joy. Allow yourself to experience all of those different sensations of taste, of smell, of feel. Like, instead of thinking about what's next, what's tomorrow, what have I got to worry about, what's on my to-do list, have I got to text someone back, have I got to do something, keep yourself present. Because sometimes what can be the biggest thief of happiness and joy is not being in the present moment, is future tripping, is past tripping, is being anywhere but here and now. So challenge yourself to be here and now and cultivate that happiness and joy in every little thing that you do, because it starts off by changing a habit. And we have to do that for 21 days. As we know, it takes 21 days, 3 weeks to change a habit, change a thought pattern. So do this for 21 days. Set yourself the task of the happiness and joy, or cultivating happiness and joy in your life for 21 days. Do your little daily practice each day. It doesn't have to be lengthy. Keep it manageable and keep it fun and joyful. and challenge yourself to be present with everything that you do and notice what starts to happen. Because as you inject more energy into the little things that you do, and I say always start with the small things like brushing your teeth, cooking, etc. When you start to notice how you feel with the smaller things, you'll start to see a ripple effect of how you feel with the bigger things in life. And sometimes it is missing the joy and happiness in the smaller things that allow us to feel that happiness and joy in all areas of our life, because we always look for the big moments. We look for those big triumphs, the big manifestations, the big happiness and joy, when actually joy can be found in the smallest of things, the smallest. So take note of this, challenge yourself, do your daily practice, get real with yourself, do the inner work. How is your garden looking? Do your positively wealthy checklist of how positively wealthy you feel. Obviously, all of this is within the book, and even more with loads of, coaching exercises, tips and tools, and there's 33 daily practices as well. So this helps you to cultivate this practically over those 33 days. So please do obviously check that out if you feel that that could be that helpful little guide to assist you along this. But challenge yourself to do this for the next 21 days and challenge yourself to find joy within the small things too, and let me know how you get on. Please do, because I guarantee you will feel better, you will feel shifted, you will start to notice and feel that happiness and joy in more that you do. And overall, I'm gonna say it, let the inner child out as well. Are you having fun in your life? What is one thing, like tune into your inner child today, what is one thing that they want you to do for fun this week, and do that. Listen to it and do it. Maybe it's dancing, maybe it's watching a film that you used to love as a child that's really funny and really silly and you want to watch that again. Maybe it's doing some singing, maybe it's going to the park and playing with your kids, or whatever it may be. Challenge yourself to do something fun that the inner child wants to do this week, because that is how you cultivate happiness and joy too. So thank you so much guys for watching my video today. I hope it has really served you and given you some great tips and tools that you can go away and implement to cultivate your happiness and joy over the next few weeks. So thank you for watching guys. I hope this video has really served you and given you some tips and tools on how you can cultivate happiness and joy moving forward and start to feel it really quickly too. So thank you so much guys for watching. I appreciate all your views and likes. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, because I would love to see you again soon. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments box down below, because I reply to them all. And don't forget you can join my free Law of Attraction support group over on Facebook, where you can join myself and other like-minded souls, where we talk all things Law of Attraction and spirituality. I hope you have a great week, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you all in my next video, which will be next week. Lots of love guys.